Every single episode of Praying at the Speed of Love is a gift. I feel like it's Christmas every day. It's solstice, it's Hanukkah, it's whatever celebration you want, because these conversations are gifts. They're gifts from the goddess, gifts from prayer, gifts that I am thrilled to give you. You can tell I just sort of kind of enjoy doing Praying at the Speed of Love. And I love the feedback I'm getting from you about how much you love these conversations, because there is nothing like this anywhere on the internet. So I have a very big present for you today. Today you get to be introduced to, I think this is the most important book of the year.
Oh.
I think this is the most important book in my house. I think this is the most important book in my prayer life, and prayer is just kind of important to me. The Way of the Rose by Perdita Finn and Clark Strand. This book is a prayer. This book is a shock, because this book transforms this prayer practice, which I, as a very good little Catholic girl, got on my knees and said rosaries around my dining room table with my mother. And I left the Catholic Church at 19 and thought, never, never, never am I going to say the Hail Mary, the Our Father, the Glory Be, and the Rosary ever again. And Sophia, the Divine Feminine, said, oh, yeah? Because first she said, oh, yeah, to Clark Strand and Perdita Finn. I love this conversation so much, I can't stand it. So welcome, Perdita and Clark. What did we just do? We just had this hour-plus conversation that is so beautiful that my brain can't even put it back into any kind of form. So you tell them. What did we talk about?
Well, I think as we were just saying, the thing that Clark and I discovered surprisingly about the Rosary, and Clark, neither of us was raised Catholic, although I come from a extended Catholic clan from Boston. But that the Rosary is where our ancestral grandmothers and grandfathers hid their devotion to the Divine Feminine. It's a very old practice, and it's really where our indigenous European spiritual roots were hidden. And it was hidden in plain sight of the church, where there it is. Mary, Our Lady, call her what you will, call her Freya, Bridget, Kali, whatever you want to call her, Our Lady Untier of Knots, Our Lady of Sneaky Ways, and and always getting through. We discovered that hidden within those quote seemingly traditional prayers and devotions was our lost relationship to the earth itself and to the Lady herself.
I mean, the Rosary is like, our daughter called it a stowaway hidden in the hall of the Catholic Church, a devotion to the Mother Goddess that will smuggle down through the centuries to us today. So it's all there in the beads and in the prayers and the mysteries of the Rosary. Mysteries of the Rosary are like a short course in ancient mystery religions.
It's this reintroduction. Well, the very first thing the listeners are going to discover, you know how I ask everybody to pray, right? Very first thing I did was said, well, what do you say we open with a prayer? And whether you were raised Christian and know the Hail Mary, or this is news, right? You were raised Muslim and never heard it. Listen to the way this prayer opens the conversation, because if you're hanging out with me, if you're playing with me, it's all about the goddess. And the Hail Mary, surprise, is the worship, the reminder, the honoring, the recognizing of the incredible beauty of the goddess in her three faces of maiden, mother, Myrrh, wise, death, crone. I promise you, you will love this conversation. And then I have a present for you. When you come to janetconnor.com/19, you know you can get transcripts, right? But you know what we did for Perdita and Clark, and we're going to do it from now on? The transcripts look completely different, and they're much easier to read. You can see who's talking, and the cover of the book and their beautiful faces are on the transcript. Come. You will love this conversation. And you know what? You're going to love it so much. I loved it so much that we have to have part 2 later this month. I love you, and you are about to fall in love with the ray of the rose.